perfect picnic. Do you see Flick there and Ada? You do? And let's see what Flick and Ada do. I can't wait. This is going to be so much fun. There we go. It was early Monday morning in the ant colony. Princess Ada was trying to meet with Thorny, one of her advisors, but other ants kept interrupting them. Anna asked them to be patient, but Dot, her youngest sister, rushed over to get Anna's attention. Anna, Dot cried impatiently, wait until you hear what Aphid did. Princess Ada had a headache. How will she ever manage when I'm the queen? She said to herself. Maybe I need a day off. Your Majesty, cried Flick, one of Ada's friends. He was perched on top of a mushroom. I know a place where you can rest. Wow, this is gonna be great. A day off? An advisory named Chorus said sternly. How silly. I have never taken a day off. Besides, Thorny added, Flick's ideas always turn out into disasters. Dot argued. Go on, Ada. I'll help Mom run things while you are gone. Ada smiled gratefully and went to see her mother, the Queen. Woohoo! Let's see here. The Queen loved the idea. A little later, Flick and Anna set out. Just follow me, Princess, Flick said as they headed away from the anthill. We are going to have one fun-filled, relaxing day. Flick chatted happily as they walked along. Now, isn't this a pretty trail? He asked. Proudly, he turned to Anna while he spoke, and "Oh!" Flick screamed as he and Anna tumbled into a bog. When they stood up, they were dripping with mud. No! Flick started to apologize, but when he looked over at Anna, he saw that she was laughing. Ha 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 ha. It's okay, she said. I love a nice, cool dip every once in a while. She knew her friend had meant well. This is Flick here, and he knew he's trying to make it so that Ada has a good, relaxing day because she manages the anthill so much she got all stressed. Ada wiped the worst of the mud off, and she and Flick headed back towards the trail. The mud soon dried, and Ada wished she could clean it off. Flick looked around. He quickly made a shower by poking holes in a leaf full of dew. Oh, that's so cool. Woohoo, woo! That's much better, Ada called, rinsing away the dirt. So she's like, yay, I feel clean again. And look, this Flick is going to make her a place to sit. You see that? He made sure that she got all washed off from the mud. Now he's going to make sure she gets a spot to sit while he gets some food and does the picnic. Ada dried off, and she and Flick set out again. Moments later, they came to a clearing. Flick showed Ada where their picnic spot. She was enchanted. Flick arranged a leaf in the comfortable chair position for the princess and went out to get lunch. He's going to get lunch. He's going to get lunch. This is Flick and Ada. When Flick came back to serve the food, Ada was gone. Princess Anna, called Flick. Where are you? Under here, came a muffling voice. Anna's chair had collapsed on top of her. Uh-oh. I'm so sorry, Flick cried, untangling her. Anna laughed. My goodness, resting sure is hard work. She joked. Hold on, I have another surprise for you, Flick says. What is it? Asked Anna. Well, you'll see, teased Flick. He set to work. In a few minutes, Flick had made an umbrella from wildflower petals. It's a shade for you from the sun, he says. The princess was amazed. He's like, great, this'll shade you from the sun. Flick's such a nice aunt. And that's Ada, and that's Flick. She's the princess. After her mom steps down from the throne, she'll be the new queen. Here we go. Let's get over, take a look here. Suddenly, a gust of wind kicked up. It blew away the umbrella and the food. Flick sighed. Nothing was going the way he had planned. He was sure Anna would never want to go anywhere with him again. But the princess wasn't upset at all. The sky began to be dark, and the wind blew harder. This was a lot of fun, says Anna, but I'm worried about the colony. Would you mind if we started home? Flick nodded. I understand, he says. The two ants struggled against the howling wind. Before long, it was blowing them everywhere, every which way. Anna asked Flick if he had any idea. The wind's going, and it's blowing them everywhere, back and forth, back and forth. Can you feel that wind? Ooh, that would be kind of scary there. Flick moved towards a large plant and made a small shelter. He and Anna ducked inside and waited out the strong wind together. You could hear it going over the plant going back and forth. When the storm let up, Flick went to gather some berries. He insisted that Anna stay inside and relax. So now Flick went and got berries, and this is Flick now. Before long, the two were feasting on juicy fruit. Flick pulled out a fiddle and played his favorite lullaby. My mother used to sing that to me, Anna said dreamingly. Flick's music drifted over her until she fell fast asleep. You hear the lullaby, da 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 da, and then now they're going to be heading home after. When Anna woke, she saw Flick making some small repairs to the shelter. I hope I didn't disturb you, Flick says. I'm sorry this one didn't turn out to be the most relaxing day you needed. Well, it wasn't what I pictured, but it was filled with wonderful surprises, Anna replied. I'm really glad I came. Flick blushed. Maybe we should go back to the colony now, he says. Anna agreed, and they headed home. Hi, everybody, she called when they arrived. There you are, the queen cried. How did you do today, especially with the storm? We flew in the mud. We fell in the mud. Our lunch got ruined, and we all nearly blew away, Anna says. So let's see what happens. Flick was really embarrassed. He wished he could just disappear. I knew Flick would mess things up, said Thorny. Flick did not mess up, Anna quickly responded. He solved every problem cleverly. I never had so much fun in my life. I knew we'd have fun, Dot says. I knew you'd have fun. I wish I could have gone. The queen grinned. The other ants were amazed. Thank you for such a relaxing day, Flick, Ada said to her friend. Flick beamed with pride. You're welcome, Princess. May we do it again soon? Well, maybe sometime, Ada told Flick. Then she looked at her sister and winked. Ada and Dot smiled. Only next time, let's take Dot and check the weather first, Anna says. The three bugs laughed. Ha 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 ha. Everything had worked out perfectly after all. Let's do a couple more books. We're going to do the Princess Frogs and the Kiss. The Kiss the Frog. So let's see. Walt Disney's Princess, the Princess Frog Kiss the Frog. Oh, sorry. The Princess and the Frog Kiss the Frog. There we go. Got a little tongue-tied there. There we go. Let's see this. Here we go. Tiana worked hard. She has no time for fun. Do you see all the people there? There's Tiana. She's working really hard. She has a dream. She wants to own a restaurant, her own restaurant. Do you see this here? Look at there's the people that she's waiting on, and Tiana wants to own her own restaurant someday. Wow, 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 wow. That's gonna work out. Prince Naveen likes to have fun. Do you see him? He's showboating and says, "Oh look, I get to have fun because I'm the prince." He loves music. He visits New Orleans. He loves the music and he visits New Orleans. And he's everybody's best friend because he's a prince. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. A magic person is, this guy's called a magician. The magician is a bad man. He plans to trick Naveen. So, you see him there? The magician's going, I can cast a spell and turn him into into a frog. The magician uses bad magic. He turns Prince Naveen into a frog. Bippity, boppity, they go, and all of a sudden, pop, he turns into a frog. He did all of his magic. See his magic stuff there, and he turned him into a frog and said some spell. See that? Good. Tiana goes to a costume party. She wishes on a star. She wishes for her new restaurant. She sees Naveen, so she wishes for a new restaurant, but she sees Naveen. There's Naveen there, and she's wishing on this star up here that someday she would get her own restaurant. Let's see what happens. Tiana meets Naveen. She looks like a princess. That's what Naveen says. Naveen thinks her kiss will make him human. He wants to kiss Tiana. Do you see that? There's Prince Naveen, and there's Tiana. Because she's dressed in a costume like a princess, Naveen thinks that she's a princess and that her kiss will turn him back to being a prince. Tiana kisses Naveen, but she is not a real prince. Oh no, magic. And all of a sudden, kiss. Oh, it does not work. Naveen is still a frog. Tiana turns into a frog too. No. That's not good. She turns into a frog. She was supposed to turn Naveen back. Tiana and Naveen get lost. They do not like being frogs. That's true. They do not like each other. That's sad. They're going to meet some friends. They meet Louis, the alligator. Naveen has fun. Tiana does not. That's Louis, and he's playing his trumpet, and Naveen's going da 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 dee 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 dee, and Tiana's like, I want to get back to being a human. I don't want to be a frog anymore. I don't like this. I don't like this. The frogs try to catch a bug. They get stuck together. Do you see that? They put their tongue out there, and they get stuck, and both of them get stuck together. And there's their little friend. Ray is a firefly. He helps the frogs. They all become friends. Yay! See, rather than eating the bug, Ray, they find out that Ray helps them untangle, and they end up becoming best of friends. And there's Louis. He's playing with his trumpet. There it is. Tiana shows Naveen how to cook. That's Tiana there. And Naveen is getting mushrooms, and they're going to have a vegetable meal, and they don't have to eat bugs anymore. They like each other now. So, do you see that? She's starting to fall in love with Naveen over here. That's so cool. You got to love it. These happy, ever-ending stories, I love them. Tiana and Naveen find Mama Idy. You see the Ido. Do you see that? She is there. She's the magician here, and she's a good magician. She makes good magic. She can help them. Do you see that? She's right there, and she's going to help them. Madam Idy shows Naveen a princess. Do you see the princess here? This is the princess that Naveen is supposed to kiss. Mama Idy. Mama Odie says that this is the princess here. He must kiss her, then he and Tiana will become humans again. That's that. See how she's becoming a princess? You do? Excellent. This is the happy ever after part. I love this one here. Tiana and Naveen are happy. They are in love. Look at they fall in love, And this is New Orleans over here, and the stars and all the buildings, and they're on top watching the river of New Orleans. Isn't that beautiful? And they're in love. Tiana kisses a princess. I'm sorry, Naveen kisses a princess, but it is too late. The spell does not break. The spell doesn't break. Naveen is still a frog, and Tiana is still a frog. You see, that's the princess that he goes to, and he kisses her, but the clock up here, it's too late. It strikes 12 o'clock, and there's no more time for them. It's too late. So let's see what happens. There's Tiana and Naveen and the princess. Tiana and Prince Naveen go back to Mama Odie. They get married. So she marries him. And what happens? Now Tiana is a real princess. They kiss. Poof! They become human again. Woohoo! Yay! Tiana's dream comes true. She gets her restaurant. She has love. She has everything she needed. Let's try one more book over here, and we're gonna see what we got. Okay? Let me see. I have one right here. I think I'll read Oliver and Company. The more, the merrier. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. Watson, the butler, gently wakes Georgina's door. Rise and shine, Georgina, he said, pushing open the drapes on her satin dog bed. Georgina was a pomegranate poodle. Yawn and stretch. She had slept late again. Now she's got to pretty up. Georgina hated the lonely morning when her 8-year-old Jenny was at school. She got up and looked in the mirror. My eyes are all puffy from sleeping too long, Georgina said with a sigh. Then she first with her puffer and clutter and brushed until the image staring back at her from the heart-shaped mirror was poodle perfect. So she used this puff stuff here. She did curlers here. I think there's like a brush that she had like somewhere over here. And she brushed, puffed, and did all that till she looked like a pretty poodle. Georgina's ears peeked up when she heard sounds from downstairs. It's Gina, it's Jenny, Georgina cried. Her heart lifted. Her legs went wiggly, and her palmy tail wiggled wildly. Ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, Georgina remembered herself as she started down the stairs. So she was so excited. You know how the dogs are when they wiggle and they do all this stuff? She got really, really, really happy when she heard Jenny. Georgina found Jenny in the kitchen, crouched on the floor. You must be hungry, Jenny She basically put some food and pushed the plate towards the shy little kitty under the chair. What? That's my dish, Georgina realized with horror. Then Watson called Jenny to the phone, leaving Georgina alone with the kitten. Do you see that there? And that's Georgina's food, and there's Jenny. And she's like, that's my bowl, that's my girl. And so she's getting kind of jealous. Oops, let me get some here. Soon they were alone with Georgina, told the kitten, I don't care what Jenny says. This is my house, and not yours. So you don't just get back where you go back where you came from. I'd rather stay here with Jenny, Oliver replied. She loves me more than Fangan Gang does. Do you see? She's like, this is Oliver, and Georgina's like, I don't want you here. This is my girl. This is my house. This is the Fangan Gang. Do you see that? There's all and that's what he used to belong to. Georgina asked disgustedly. So Oliver described how he had made friends with a smart dog named Dodger, and the rest of the gang of cunning canines. They sound like a colorful group, Georgina sneered. They were nice to me then, nicer to me than you are, replied Oliver, and they were willing to share what little they had. Isn't that so nice? They're to share with Oliver. Even they're part of the gang. Later that day, it was time for Jenny to practice piano. Oliver skipped across the keys and made the little girl laugh. Ha 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 ha. You and me together, Jenny and Oliver sang. Georgina sunk in the corner and thought, Jenny doesn't love me anymore. No, of course she does, Georgina. When her practice was over, Jenny suggested, let's all go to the park, but Georgina refused to be seen with a cat. So Jenny and Oliver went out alone. She's like, I don't want to be seen with a cat. What would all my friends think if I got seen, if a cat was by me? Georgina felt even worse when the two returned, all giggles and purrs. You missed a great time, Georgina, Jenny says, and look at Oliver's pretty new collar and ID tag. My name is Oliver. There we go. Okay. Showed her the tag and says, my name is Oliver, and gave Jennifer an address as his home. So basically down here, my name is Oliver, and then there's the address where he lives in this place here. Not for long, Georgina thought. Somehow I'll get rid of that cat. Oops. Next morning, Georgina looked in her mirror and screamed. Her basically reflection not only had one, she saw several tough-looking dogs stood behind her. How did you get in here? She demanded. Relax, we just came to get the cat, Dodger explained. You must be the Fun Gang, Georgina says. I'll be more than happy to help you get Oliver back. You see, she woke up again, looked in the mirror, and she saw all these different dogs here. And that's Dodger. As soon as Wilson was gone, Georgina flung back the blanket and said, hurry, I'll show you where to find your cat. The dogs tiptoed to Jenny's room, where Oliver was curled up asleep on the bed. He looks awfully happy, said Rita, the most Afghan hound. Maybe we should forget the whole thing. So she's like, he looks happy. Why don't we just let him be with Jenny? And then let's see what... You can't, Georgina said with a gasp. I mean, he's miserable here. Then without anyone seeing, Georgina pinched Oliver. The cat sprang up out of a sound sleep and squeaked, ouch! Then before he could say anything, Oliver was stuffed into a pillowcase. The gang carried him down the fire escape and back to Fandango's headquarters near the dock. So she pinched him, and then they put him in the pillowcase, and they're taking him to the dock. Georgina rubbed her mittens together and says, alone at last. When Jenny came home, she looked all over for Oliver. She said she called and searched under every bed and in every closet too. So she's like looking for, where's Oliver? Where's Oliver? He must have run away, Miss Wilson told Jenny. But Jenny just couldn't believe that. Oliver loves me, and he knows I love him. He wouldn't just leave, would he, Georgina? Let me make sure I didn't, just want to make sure I didn't get anything. Nope. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Wonderful. Okay. Beautiful. Let me see. Okay, there it is. One just leave. Oh, and guess what? I wanted to show you something back here. There was a spot, a really cool spot I wanted to show you right back here. Before, no, actually, 1 second. We will show you. There was one spot where they are hiding before they get, come on. Here we go. See, this is what happens before they catch him. We almost forgot the best part. When the butler comes up, and he looks around, and he looks around because he hears noise because of the mirror. And then remember, they hide in her blanket. And that's the coolest thing right there. I just wanted to show you. And then remember what happens? They go and they find Oliver asleep. And then they take Oliver in the pillowcase back. And now we're there. Otherwise, what would happen is you'd miss out on how all that came into being. And that wouldn't have been fun. That's why sometimes you have to go back and get to the best parts and say, I missed some great parts. But now the best part's going to come out when they find Oliver. And he comes back and be part of the family. Let's see. Then Jeannie hugged Gianna and cried on her soft, curly fur. At least I still have you, Jenny sobbed. Georgina soon realized that she had done something stupid. If I don't help her get the cat back, she thought to herself, she's going to get me soaking wet. Before Georgina could think of a way to find Oliver, a note came from the Fengen. It said that the kitten had been found and would be returned in exchange for a big reward. Fengen's note told Jenny to bring the reward money to the docks. Jenny and Georgina set off through the rough streets of the Fangingo neighborhood. Finally, they reached the dock. Let's see what happens. Oops. Sometimes these pages get sticky. That's how I missed that one. But we got to see it anyways. When Jennifer met Fengen, she says, "Here is your reward. It's all I have." Jenny held out her piggy bank. Fengen felt ashamed of himself and gave Oliver back to Jenny. "I don't want the reward," he said. Jenny and the kitten hugged each other. Isn't that so wonderful? This is such a wonderful story. I love it when there's happily ever after. Jenny was happy again. "Georgina helped to find you," she said to Oliver. "Aren't you going to kiss her too?" Georgina winked at Oliver, and when he rubbed his head against her, she whispered, "I guess we're stuck with each other, cat. Everything from the door knob down to basically the closets in the room is yours." And look what happens. Georgina was soon surprised to discover she liked having a cat around the house. To Watson's dismay, they chased each other all over the place. This exercise is good for the company, basically companionship, Georgina panted. And when Jenny practiced the piano, Georgina and Oliver sang their own duo, while Wilson covered his ears. Isn't that so great? Now we get to learn what we learned from all three of our books. We learned that sometimes from the not-so-perfect picnic, we learn sometimes the things that we think that aren't perfect are actually perfect, and what we think that makes somebody upset actually makes them happy. And that's what Flick learned about Ada, is that she had fun no matter because Flick was her friend. What did we learn from Tiana's new dream? Actually right over here. This is it. What did we learn from A Frog and His Kiss? We learned that Tiana had a dream, and her dream was to open a restaurant. And she found out that she kissed a frog and became a frog, but in reality, she found her true love. She got her restaurant, she found true love, and she ended up becoming a princess. That is wonderful, wonderful, happy ever after. The Oliver and Company, and the more the merrier. Oliver was understood that these were his friends. But his true friend was Jenny. And Gianna, the dog, actually realized that he was part of the family, and this group came together, and they became together. It's great. I love what happy endings happen. You have people that work hard, you have people that get their dreams, and then you have family. And so what have we learned? Like what we always say, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and come back to Happy Time Story Time for more videos, my friends. Be blessed. Bye-bye.